So, hello and welcome to Stereotypical. This is just a little intro before we get into the bulk of the episode. Jack and I have just filmed an episode about festivals, as it is festival season.
Fezzy season, baby.
Fezzy season, baby. After finishing this, what is probably about a 50-minute episode, we went to pack everything up and found that the audio had stopped recording about 2 minutes in, which is not fucking ideal, to be honest.
Don't know what to say.
I know. It's an absolute shambles. Not even on our part, just on the computer's part. It's the first podcast we've done in ages and we fucked it up. So what you're going to be hearing is the audio from the camera, which I'm not going to lie, isn't great. But
hopefully, my man, Cubase Master 3000.
I'm going to try and make it sound good, man. I'm going to try and make it sound as good as I can. We really enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, it was good fun.
I thought it was a really good episode as well. So we don't just want to scrap it, and we haven't done an episode in a while, so we would like to give it to all the people who would like to watch it or like to listen to it. But, you know.
Just a quick heads up.
Just a quick heads up.
It might sound shit.
It might sound awful. So if you're listening to this on the audio-only version, maybe go and watch the YouTube version because at least you'll have our lovely faces to look at. And I wear sunglasses for the whole episode, so I look cool.
You did. Indeed.
But yeah, there we go. There's your little caveat.
All in all,
apologies for that, but thank you for watching and listening to Stereotypical. On with the episode.
Roll it.
Hello and welcome to Stereotypical, a podcast about music and the people that make it. My name is Liam McGrath. I am, as always, joined by Mr. Jack O'Neill. The boys are back in town.
The boys are back.
It's been a little while since we did an episode, but it's summer. The sun is out.
It is. Not that you can see from the shot, but believe us, it is.
The sun is indeed out.
And it is what some might call
festival season.
Fezzy season, baby.
Fezzy season.
Fezzy season.
We got the funky shirts on.
The drip.
The shades are on. You got a little, what's in your bag?
My little magic pouch. You ready? Nothing special. I have.
That makes it sound like there's contraband in
Lost phone.
Festival essentials.
Lost spectacles. Lost wallet.
Ridge wallet. Not sponsored, but please do. You know.
When I went to neighbourhood, the guy was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "Press it." He's like, "Can I?" I was like, "Yeah, of course you can." He went, "Oh," and he went, "Whoa!" I was like,
that's what I want to talk about. You went to Neighbourhood Festival recently. For those.
Oh.
Chewies.
Chewing gum.
Standard. You don't know what you're going to be coughing off with in the pit. Not us though. We're
taken men.
Taken men. So back off. Yeah, you went to Neighbourhood Festival recently, which for anyone who doesn't know is a UK sort of indie festival. You'd call it. I guess it's more on that alternative side. Would you say?
Would I call it an indie festival? I'm not sure. I think it's last year was.
Yeah.
But Kasabian were there this year.
Kasabian are indie?
I won't say they're indie.
Kasabian are very indie. What would you say Kasabian?
I don't know. I don't think they sound indie. I understand what you're saying, like, because I remember going in Fry's and it was on in Fry's all the time.
Yeah.
Kasabian. Like Clubfoot and that. But I don't know. I wouldn't class it as indie music.
Well, how was the festival? Who was on?
Who did I go and see?
We'll start there because I feel like Neighbourhood's a good piggyback to talk about Reading and Leeds in a minute.
I saw. Let me get my app up.
Let me get
my app up. First of all, I think it's very good that they have an app.
Yeah, it helps you plan your day better.
Because when I went to Leeds, I was going off fucking people on Twitter.
Yeah,
saying these people are starting at this side and so on and so forth.
It's quite hard to schedule your day at a festival.
That's what I mean, but with this, it was actually really good.
So I feel like Neighbourhood has come around in the past few years. It started as just a festival in Manchester, didn't it? But now it's moved to like a big sort of 2-day outdoor festival in Warrington.
Well, the thing in Manchester is like they have it in different venues, don't they?
Yeah, well that was what it originally was. And then and then they had this Neighbourhood Weekender, which they've been doing for the past few years. I feel like maybe that's come around as a response to there not being like a big indie festival anymore.
Well, this is where we're going to get into what festivals are, because one thing I've got is it used to be this festival was for this sort of music.
Right, yeah.
This festival was for this sort of music, but now it's all sort of mishy-mashy.
Well, yeah, I mean, but this is what I'm saying about Neighbourhood. Do you not think that is very... Neighbourhood is very sort of specifically geared towards a certain crowd?
I'd say in Warrington especially, like there's a big indie scene.
There is, yeah.
A very big indie music scene. So I think it's very fitting for where it is and what it is. So this year I saw Inhaler.
Indie.
Jamie Webster.
Very indie.
Pale Waves.
Yeah.
The Amazons.
Yeah, not bad.
Tom Grennan.
Yeah.
Blossoms.
And Kasabian.
And Kasabian, that's what I saw.
That's not a bad weekend, man.
But I wouldn't say they're all indie. This is what I mean. Like last year, when I saw like the Wombats and Seagirls and Catfish, like that was a bit indie. That was a bit more of me.
Yeah.
Where I'd say this year it probably wasn't. Cortinas run the Saturday.
This year.
Yeah.
Well, I think of Neighbourhood and I think of sort of bucket hats.
Yeah.
And Strongbow. I've never been to Neighbourhood as a punter. I went for like a day last year doing like videography shit behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And just the limited time that we spent sort of out front milling about with the crowd, that's the sort of perception that I got from it. It was very much a crowd that I would have associated with maybe in my sort of teen years.
Oh, in the bubble days.
In the indie bubble days.
Well, this is what I like about Neighbourhood. Like, anyone can go. Like, for example, this year, like, I was going from the bar to the toilet and I walked past my uncle.
Right, yeah. And
I was like, oh, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, just watching the music.
Yeah.
Like, he was kind of, back with my cousin, so it was like her and her dad.
Yeah.
Just chilling out.
Yeah, and I think because it isn't a camping festival.
Yeah.
You know, if you go to like a Glastonbury or a Reading and Leeds, you're in it for the fucking long haul, man. You'll probably go on the Wednesday or the Thursday and you'll camp for 4 days and you'll get sweaty and muddy and horrible. Whereas Neighbourhood it's just sort of, I mean, it's not like a city centre festival, but it also isn't like an out in the fucking fields kind of festival.
Yeah, it's like a pop-down festival, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pop-down. But it's big,
It is fucking huge.
Because I usually play football on Vicky Park, where it is held.
Oh, right, okay.
And the first year we went, I was like bewildered. I didn't know where I was.
Yeah.
I couldn't get my bearings. And I was like, it's actually really well set out for what it is. Especially where it is as well, 'cause it's just on like a mad field in Warrington.
Yeah. I think, but yeah, it's interesting to think about Neighbourhood in relation to how Reading and Leeds has changed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, again, we're talking very UK centric. We will get on to talking some American festivals in a bit, but Reading and Leeds was always sort of the alternative festival.
Yeah, I'd say Reading and Leeds is the UK festival, apart from Glastonbury.
Well, yeah, Glastonbury's kind of the world festival, right?
I'd say that's the level in it. That's the major one.
Yeah, but in recent years, Reading and Leeds have sort of diversified their lineups quite a lot.
Yeah, because it used to be like My Chemical Romance, Enter Shikari.
Yeah, I mean, it was never like full on. I don't think it was like download. Yeah, but like it was definitely more sort of...
Yeah, alternative. I think you smashed it. Alternative.
Like Foo Fighters, Arctic Monkeys type vibes.
Yeah, and now it's like Post Malone.
And they have had like hip-hop artists play over the years. But I think in the sort of past maybe 5 years, I don't know if it's because of just a change in people's taste, but like Disclosure headlined last year. You wouldn't ever see Disclosure headline in Reading and Leeds sort of 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, man. Like, we obviously went to college together, and festivals is one thing we had to like speak about because we did obviously was on about music technology and that.
Yeah.
And before that, I never really thought of festivals as like a thing. Do you know what I mean? Glastonbury's always been known to man.
Yeah.
It's always been around. It's always been like the massive one. But this was what? How old would we have been?
In college when we met. Well, you turned 18 not long after we met. Yeah,
so I think I'd been maybe to 2-3 gigs beforehand. Or obviously I assume you've been to lots.
Yeah. So
my outlook on what a festival was probably not correct. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Jack said before that he used to think the festivals were just like Woodstock.
Yeah, that's what I think festivals are. Hippies. I'd say hippies and festivals go hand in hand.
As if it's like the 70s.
Yeah, man. LSD and flares.
Yeah.
Disco Stew off Simpsons, he's a festival guy.
And there is still an element to that, you know what I mean? Because I think a festival is a place where you can go and just be like, right, I'm going to just let go for 3 days or whatever. And you can just delve into the wavy vibiness and be a bit of a free spirit for a few days. But no, man, I've never had that perception. I don't know if it's because I come from a different musical background to you.
Maybe it's the media, man. Maybe I'm just a fucking...
You're just a sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been. Yeah, but the first festival I went to was Leeds.
I remember that.
Back in like
2016.
2016, yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't really see this sort of thing. I didn't really go for someone.
You just
I went for
the event.
The experience, yeah.
Yeah. I have to hold my hands up and say that I have never been to a major festival. No, I've obviously been to like shitey little ones, but like if we're talking like a neighbourhood or a random Leeds, the
Snake Fest,
or like.
Really?
You know,
I thought it would definitely be up there for you.
Well, I used to have the philosophy of, I saw Van McCann of Capture the Bottom fame say that he never went to Reading and Leeds when he was younger because he always said, I'll go when I'm playing.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, okay.
So
this was you.
So that was me. Man.
Is this still you?
Well, the older I get, the more, the more I'm thinking I'm going to have to just let that go and just go. I don't think I'd want to go for a weekend, though, because I don't like the idea of
Well, again, this depends. Well, camping, right, we'll get onto this later of like pros and cons.
Right,
you know what I mean? I was going to bring some pictures and hold them up. I was like, what do you think of this?
Right.
But CBA with that shit, man. We'll just talk about it. Like camping, some people can see camping as either or.
Yeah.
Like camping
it either like is the experience or it's like the worst part about it.
In itself, camping might be shit, but in that environment might be just a good part of it.
Yeah, and I think it depends on which festival, and also there's a lot of variables like who you go with, and also what the fucking weather's like.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my mates were regular Reading and Leeds goers for maybe like 3 or 4 years on the trot, and sometimes it was fucking great, and sometimes it was like they come back and it's like fucking hell, like that was good, like the acts were good, but it just wasn't. It didn't hit the spot. You know what I mean? So I think you are sort of hedging your bets with stuff like that, and I personally like to have a shower every day.
Yeah, it's just one of the things you gotta. I think there is showers, but only for like certain.
Yeah, you'd have to pay for like extra shit. Yeah. So I don't necessarily envisage myself doing that. Although, maybe the past.
Just do the standard baby wipe trick. For some baby wipes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'd be happy to just go for a day anyway, because.
Do you not feel like you're missing the inclusion though?
Not massively. No, I've never really been like that. I just sort of go for whoever was on. I debated going when Disclosure were on.
Oh yeah.
Because, or even a couple of years before that, when Arctic Monkeys were on, I was like, I'll just get a day ticket and just go see Arctic Monkeys. Are they doing? Has there anything been announced for? Oh wait, no, we're coming up to it, aren't we? Isn't it August? Are Arctic Monkeys playing this year?
I don't know who's playing at Leeds.
I feel like Arctic Monkeys are playing at Leeds, and because me and Sean were like, it was like 2 a.m. in Berlin, and Sean was like, oh, we should go to fucking Leeds for the day. So I don't know, I'd be maybe more of a day ticket kind of guy. I'd be more inclined to go to like, if I did like Glastonbury, because I don't know, I feel like that's like a mecca, it's a pilgrimage, especially if you're from the UK.
Arctic Monkeys are on.
I don't know.
Correct. Confirmed.
I don't know how Glastonbury is viewed outside of the UK, but here it is very much the festival.
It is. I agree. I think, but this is what I mean. I don't think Glastonbury will be the same festival experience as it would be going to other festivals. Like I don't think going to Leeds and going to Glastonbury will be similar.
In what way?
I don't know. I just think like, so one of my points I was going to get onto is like, anyone can go to a festival, no matter like what age you are really, do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you see kids and stuff and they're like the headphones on all the parent shows and that. And like one thing that I do like about festivals is because it's so huge, you have the option to either go into the front or like stay back to the side, do you know what I mean? And have some space, like whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
So families can go. Yeah. It's an all-rounder in it, festivals.
Well, and again, it depends on the festival. I feel I understand what you're saying about the difference between places like Glastonbury and places like Reading and Leeds. So you wouldn't take your kids to Park Life. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like Reading and Leeds is sort of the 18 to 25 or 18 to 30 festival in the UK, whereas Glastonbury is for everybody.
Yeah.
Like you could take your kids to
Yeah.
Glastonbury, you know what I mean?
But I don't know if, like, because it's a vibe, isn't it? I don't know. I just see it as like it's just like the environment, like you get surrounded and wrapped up in it. Like it's just like pure fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
For music fans, anyway.
Yeah.
Like you have the things like, you know, you can have like little fairground rides and shit like that, and there's good food, little food stalls and about. And like you're saying, if you're camping with your friends, or even your family, you're gonna have a good time because you know that's what you're going for. Whereas Glastonbury, I just don't see it like that.
Yeah.
I see it as more like a concert. Do you know what I mean? Rather than a package.
How do you mean? Why? Like what? I understand what you're saying, but
so
why?
Like, for example,
you know
I don't know. Maybe it's like the BBC, man. Do you know what I mean? It's been BBC'd, and not in a good way.
Right, but Reading and Leeds is BBC'd.
I don't think it is.
Reading is. Reading's shown on the BBC.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Reading and Leeds, even though like they're the same, I'd say are different.
Well, yeah, they don't show Leeds for a reason.
It'd be fucking minging, wouldn't it?
Yeah, okay. I understand what you're saying.
So like, I'd like to go to Glastonbury, but I wouldn't go to Glastonbury the same reason that I'd go to, like we were saying, like Leeds.
Yeah, it would be a very different
like
experience.
Burning Man.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fucking totally out there.
Yeah.
Totally left field.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's
opposite of BBC'd.
That's the sort of festival that I couldn't even tell you what kind of music Burning Man is. You know what I mean? You just go for the
desert,
for the festival. You know what I mean? Ultimately for the vibes. Burning Man's in America though, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think on the difference between? And obviously we've never been to an American festival, but we have seen, or I at least have seen many a set.
Many a set.
Oh, yeah.
The only things that I see is like social media clips of Coachella being deaders.
Yeah, Coachella it does look fucking wild.
All I see.
And the thing is, right, I'm all for the idea of a festival. I mean, it's nice. It's not muddy. It's cleaner. I'm all for the idea.
What, like in America or?
Well, probably in America in general, but let's just use Coachella as an example, right? It's in the fucking desert, right?
Yeah.
Palm Springs vibes, right? And that's sound because you don't have to worry about getting all fucking covered in shite. But because of that, people go too far the other way, and instead of just going in like vibey festival clothes, they go too over the top, and then it becomes a whole thing where it's like clout chasing and like they're there for the pictures and the videos just to prove that they were there instead of being there for the actual tunes, which is the point, as we know. You know what I mean?
Like Coachella lineups
it's all
as
about
well.
The music, man.
Coachella lineups look good as well.
That's the thing.
And they're diverse, aren't they? With who they have on and stuff.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest festivals in the world. Like, it should be sick, realistically.
Yeah.
I don't know
if we went to Coachella, I think we'd stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it's expensive.
I've actually never looked into it, you know.
Maybe, I don't know, like, is that part of why it's
But is it not massive, though?
What do you mean?
Like, it being such a huge thing, would it not make ticket prices cheaper? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it depends on the...
Because it's the supply and demand, isn't it? If there's more tickets.
Well, I mean, it doesn't always work like that. It depends on the motive.
Very true, very true.
And I feel like from what we can see of Coachella, it definitely does look a bit more, like, not exclusive, but, like...
Full of knobheads.
Yeah, like, famous people, well, like, quasi-famous people go.
Quasi?
Yeah, like... Not really famous people, like James Charles. You know what I mean?
Famous.
You know what I mean? Like YouTubers and shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
but
this is what we were talking about before. Like, Part Life, right, and kind of Creamfields now.
Right.
I feel like I see a lot of build up to Creamfields on social media. A lot of people getting, dressed up and whatnot.
Yeah.
Part Life ready, Creamfields ready, in the garden having some pre-drinks.
Right.
And then I see fuck all.
Yeah.
I hear no one talk about it. I see not even like Snapchat clips or Instagram clips of people being there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
I don't know. I feel like it's just become more of like an aesthetic thing to do.
Well, but
popular in it. I don't know.
Maybe that's the difference between things like Coachella and some of the festivals you would get over here, though, is that like here people show themselves ready for it, but when they get there, they're so twatted and enjoying it. That like there's not as many fucking pictures because there's like
I'd hope it's
burning their absolute soul off.
Yeah, I don't.
Whereas in Coachella, people dress up, go to it, and are like, "We're at Coachella," and that's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I hope. I hope people are like, you know, too caught up in the good times.
Yeah.
That's why we're not seeing it, rather than just going like. Have you ever seen like videos where like people were taking pictures in clubs, and as soon as the flash goes off, they're like fucking just on their phones and like horrible.
Yeah.
Like that's what I expect it to be like.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think.
But this is what we was on about before with like the genre bending of festivals.
Right.
Like it's just becoming more. Whatever is popular at the time, they'll get them people in, rather than what the festival like stood for originally.
Yeah. Well, and again, it depends on the festival. You know what I mean? Like we mentioned Download before. Like I've just seen a few people who've gone to that, and that still seems like it's very much.
It kept its place, hasn't it?
Yeah. Park Life is a weird one because I couldn't like it's techie, but also like weren't 50 Cent there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fucking Frank Ocean did it a few years ago, didn't he? You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. I never fully understand.
I remember Park Life being a bit, like, full with, like, rappers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I remember it being a lot more, like, DJs.
Yeah.
And, like, more house and stuff.
Yeah.
So he kind of fluctuates.
Maybe it's alternative, but in a different way. You know what I mean? Like, it's not alternative as in, like, alt rock or indie. It's alt as in, like, hip-hop, dance music. As opposed to something like Radio 1's Big Weekend, which is just straight up pop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd want to experience a festival in America. Just because of how, like, from a musical performance standpoint, it doesn't look great. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, right, and as well, if you see artists get asked about it, they're always too polite about it because obviously, you know, they've got fans that have fucking come to see the show or whatever, and they don't want to be like, oh yeah, the crowd was shit.
Yeah. If I was going to a festival in America, I think I'd rather go to like an ultra.
Get sort of like Heady-Hem vibes.
Yeah, sort of dance music vibes because I feel like that you can see people enjoying that. Like, don't get me wrong, Coachella might be sick.
Yeah.
Might be sick. If we went, it could be fucking best night of our lives. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it just doesn't get portrayed as such.
No, it does get a bad rap, and potentially that is justified.
Maybe it's just because we're English, you know what I mean? And we're born to be pessimists.
Well, we're just a different breed, man. Like, English people don't give a fuck half the time.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a main difference between English and American festivals, man. Is like people over here do not give a fuck. Like, in America they'll go and they'll drink a bit, but over here people like borderline die half the time. You know what I mean?
Again, that's something that's a bit that people look forward to, though, isn't it? Just
going,
it is.
Like it's the release, man, of just like being able to allocate these 3 days, and it's like, right, whatever happens here happens, and that's gonna be fine.
Like when we went to Leeds with my good friends Sean and Kelly, we had a 1 meal a day rule.
Didn't you do that in Zante as well?
Yes, it might just be me being a knobhead. I don't know. But it was like we don't have that much time to be focused on our want to go and scran.
Yeah.
It's like we need to go and have a good time.
Yeah, it's all about the vibes.
But this is what brings us on to what I was saying for like the positives and the negatives of festivals, right? Because I feel like we spoke about it in a bit of a sad face environment at the minute. We've not really given it much props.
Right.
So I'm just going to roll off a few things. I would say, from my experience, are good and bad, right? First things first.
Hit me with it.
What do I think is shit about festivals? Prices. Not of tickets when you're there, right? If you spend like 300 quid for one ticket to go to a festival for a weekend, you don't want to buy a pint for 9 quid.
No, it is outrageous.
And it's like unjustifiable.
Well, I mean, even in my limited experience of going to shit like this, we went to see when we went to the Spike Island Resurrection festival, like all day, I think. For anyone who doesn't know, that was like a famous Stone Roses Spike Island concert. Spike Island's like right near where I live. They did like a it was called The Resurrection. It was basically like a shitload of tribute bands, but on like a festival-sized stage.
It was massive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fucking huge, man. I saw everyone there. But the queues for the bar were outrageous, and you got there and it was $5 a pint.
Yeah.
Right? And that's like, I don't drink, but that's fucking outrageous.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, the queues are always, there's lots of people there, you're not even going to have to queue for shit. But, like, this is, like, the food vans that I said before, like, it's a good idea to have them, but when the stuff's so expensive,
yeah,
I think it's just going to be, not a deterrent, but, like, don't know, it's not going to have an impact like it should do.
It's unfair as well, because they know that people are going to have to eat at some point, because you're locked in at this festival. You're there to see the artist, but you're there for fucking 3 days, man. Like, you're gonna have to scram somewhere.
Yeah.
And obviously people take their own shit in, but still, like, the likelihood is you're gonna buy some form of food or drink while you're in there.
And don't get, in the UK, drinking's a big part.
It's a big part of the culture.
It goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So people will pay these extortionate prices. So that, I think, I don't see why. I don't know why it is that expensive. I don't feel like it has to be.
No, definitely not.
Like, sure, like, pit trees aren't going to be... you're going to make money.
Yeah,
like you say, people are there, people will spend
the
money on that stuff. It doesn't need to be that expensive, but you will pay it.
Yeah, it's like wedding dresses, man. They're only expensive because people...
Wedding dresses?
Yeah, they're only expensive because people go and buy them.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was just a general
no
comparison.
idea about wedding dresses.
It's just a general comparison. You never seen Say Yes to the Dress. What's your next point?
My next point is positives, their food and the drink, you know what I mean? This is again with the camping, like, it is good because, like, neighbourhood especially, being such a small little festival that it is, had fucking loads.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous amounts. There were so many options to choose from. And it goes with, like, if you go on holiday to Spain,
right,
fucking might scran a paella, why not? I mean, it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah,
It's like, if you go to a festival and you see some mad shit, it's like, oh man, I'm going to try one, yeah. Like, I've got a picture I'll show you, actually.
Send it me and I'll put it on the screen for any video watchers. Apologies to any of the audio listeners that you won't get to see this picture of what I'm assuming is going to be Jack's amazing scran. I've got a picture of Sean from a festival a few years ago that I'm not going to show, but I would love to.
It's my stack of pints.
Right. Are they cups that you've kept?
Yeah.
Right. So that's how many pints you had?
Yeah.
That has, like, the sort of energy of, like, the douchey guy at uni who has, like, who puts beer bottles on his windowsill. That's what that is.
I think I was trying to prove a point,
right,
to how much this is fucking expenditure it's going to be.
Right.
Like, 1, 2, 3. There's a few, isn't there? Like, how much money is that going to cost? And we only went for a day.
Right, yeah.
So disregarding the fact that we paid for tickets, whatever, paid for the clobber, good vibes, then I have to spend another fucking ridiculous amount while I'm there.
Yeah. It is outrageous.
Another good positive thing about festivals, finding new music.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing, it's sort of a hotbed of culture, really, isn't it?
Yes. Like, the first time I ever listened to the Wombats, who are one of my top 5 now, at Leeds, in between, like, Let Us Dance to Joy Division was over the fucking speakers.
Oh, right, so they weren't even on.
No, we was waiting for Diane Outwood to come on.
Of all people.
And Killy was singing it. I was like, oh, decent song this. I'll go back into sit and fucking boom. Like, 6 years later, they're like, number 1 on my playlist. Shit. But yeah, so I'd say half of my favourite people I've heard of first and then listened to their music.
Yeah. I think it's why, like, festivals are such an exciting prospect for smaller and, like, young bands such as, like, myself, because it just opens you up to another realm, you know what I mean? Because there are people there that won't know who you are. I mean, it makes it a slightly tougher gig in some respects because it's not your audience, but like I was saying, when I went to Neighbourhood, we were shooting for Crawlers, who have since, like, started, like, popping off. But that was when they were first starting to do those little festival slots. They were on the smallest stage.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's, as much as their success is due to the internet and stuff, shit like that is, like, the first step to fucking opening you up to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I agree, but I also think it is a bit shy for the smaller people. Like, festival lineup, you got the people at the bottom, then Tiny Font and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not like no one's gonna see them.
But I just don't think it helps. Like, just getting on the bill I don't think is enough.
Because there are people who specifically like to listen to smaller bands. Like, there's a small percentage of like, not even average music listeners. Let's say like there's the general population, and then there's like avid music listeners who would go to the festivals and go to the gigs, and then there's a percentage of those that are always looking for the new shit that's coming up, right? And they're the first responders. They get onto the people at the small stages, man, before everyone else, because they wanna. Because maybe
I get what you're saying.
Maybe a band's got 1 song out, 2 songs out. People are looking for that, and they find those, and they go, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go see them at the festival." Because then, fucking 5-10 years down the line, they're like, "Oh, I saw them when they were this big." You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, if it was a gig, right, like an actual concert, like for a specific person or band, and someone was opening up for them, support acts, I understand. I understand that exposure because you're in for a particular group of people.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't think that being a name on the stage and then that's it. I don't know. I just feel like they should incorporate a bit more like.
But it does work. Like, it's shown to work. Like, people start on the small stage and work up, man.
Just what I think, just from my experience.
I feel like it definitely does something.
Like,
I get what you're saying. It would maybe make more sense if you had like
intermittent.
If you had like 2 medium-sized stages, and you put the smaller acts on at the start of the day and the bigger acts on at the end of the day, because then it would be more like the smaller acts are the support for like it was a gig. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Like, if they had smaller, lesser known, let's say, artists, slotted in between, well known or more well known artists, I think then you're getting something. Yeah, but if you're playing at 12 o'clock when it opens,
it's an interesting concept.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, what you mean,
with Glastonbury having like an introducing stage, I think that's more because that's saying this person is up and coming. Yeah. Whereas the smaller people on where they don't have this is the newcomers, the better people. That's what I mean. You're just playing. Yeah, I mean they'll still get an audience, man. Like, trust me, that it's just the way this fucking system works. There's probably a better way to do it. It is, man. It's the industry. The man. Did you have any more pros and cons? Yeah, I've got some pros and cons.
Hit me with some pros and cons, man. Get that phone back out.
Uno momento. Mosh pits.
Mosh pits,
man. I fucking love a mosh pit. But it's not mosh pits for like moshy songs.
Yeah. What is the thing that I've just sort of side note to that? What do you think is better, a gig or a festival, and why?
So, right, the good thing about gigs is I've paid to watch a specific person. I'm going for a reason. Yeah. Possibly the same at festivals, but with festivals you've got the bastards. You've got the negative of like stage clashes and stuff. Like last year at Neighbourhood, I had to go from Seagulls early to go and catch the start of the Wombat show. Right. Do you know what I mean? Like there was no in between. Whereas at a gig, I know I'm gonna see this person for their entirety. I'm gonna get everything that I can possibly get out of it. What do I prefer? Well, because it's a festival and the sheer size of the bastard, I can only compare it to stadium tours.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking about this, because I love an outdoor gig. I feel like an outdoor gig is far superior to an indoor gig sometimes because you still get the same energy, but it's a bit more chill and it's not as fucking sweaty. I remember the first outdoor gig I went to in my sort of teen years. I went to the Stone Roses, and I was like, "Oh, this is brilliant!" Like, there's so much more. The Etihad, like, there's so much more space. You know what I mean?
But that's what I mean about like stadiums. Like, what would you say is a smaller version of an outdoor gig?
You're probably not getting one really, are you? But even like arena shows, man. Like, I'd prefer. Not I'd prefer because it's a very different atmosphere, but I like how like spacious and chill arena shows can be, even if you're on the floor.
compared to if you're in the fucking O2 Academy and you're covered in piss and beer, which has its plus, don't get me wrong, it's a fucking great place to be, covered in piss and beer, but sometimes you just want a little booty, you know what I mean? And I feel like a festival, it's like you were saying before,
You have the option.
you have the option, you can get in the fucking pit, or, you know, you can throw the piss and beer into the pit. You can be either of those guys.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. If we're what would I rather do? I'm going to have to, like, seeing Drake at the MEN was crazy, right?
Right.
But...
Weren't you seated for that?
Yeah. Still crazy.
Right.
And a good thing about arenas is no matter where you are, I think you're getting a good seat.
Yeah, true.
So, like, if you're on the floor, you're going to get the experience of being obviously closer, but you're not going to be able to see the full showing, which is being designed.
Yeah.
Where if you sat right at the back, you can see everything. And this is one of the best things about festivals, man. Underrated, I think. Screens.
Yeah.
Fucking screens, man.
Yeah, because in smaller gigs, man, like, if you're behind... story,
you.
right?
If I'm stood behind you, I'm pissed off.
Right, yeah, I'm 6'3". I don't know if you can tell on the difference between me and Jack in the camera here. I'm 6'3", right? So I often find myself, like, I'm very uncomfortable about it.
Heckled.
Like, well, no, like, everyone's always nice about it. But especially, like, now that I'm older and I don't, like, queue for gigs, and we just come in and, like, find our spot, we end up stood in front of someone who's, like, not, like, we'll push through to the front or anything, but although recently we went to see the Night Cafe, and we sort of ended up, like, at the front, but at the side. Like, we didn't fucking barge through everyone. We just sort of, there was a gap.
Found the path.
There was a gap, yeah, we found a path. It was just near the bar. And it was a tour that they rescheduled 3 times because of COVID, right? And so we were stood there, and right near the front, right? And I don't like that because, like I say, it makes me feel uncomfortable that I might be blocking someone's view.
Move, you lanky bastard!
And a girl tapped me on the shoulder and said, I just got to let you know, I've waited 3 years to stand behind you. And I was like, I'm so sorry, do you want to, like, I made a path and I let her through. Because it's a nightmare, man.
The maddest thing is, though, like, you do have the knobheads that, like, I'm pretending to shout at, who is a massive fucking person and will barge away to the front.
Yeah.
For reasons unbeknownst to man. Like, you don't need to be there.
No. I'm happy to stand halfway back and just chill. And then get in the pit if the moment arises. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be barrier ever in my life. Just because my head's in the way as much as anything. But yeah, any more points to make festival-wise?
Well, we didn't really speak about mosh pits. But I love a mosh pit.
Sorry, yes.
And I also think a mosh pit is, in itself, a path, right? This is the trick.
Right.
If you don't like mosh pits...
Yeah.
You can use them to advantage to get closer.
Right, okay. I never thought about it. That's clever. I never thought about that.
I've done this for years now. So, get on the edge of the mosh pit. First to the middle, you might get twatted. That's the downside, right? And then just fucking go as forward through the people moshing.
Yeah.
And we did it at the vaccines, right? Which wasn't crazy, but it was a few mosh pits to big songs like. And me and Will, my good friend Will, was like probably middle of the area, whatever the fuck it's called, and we got second row just because we was going through the mosh pits.
Yeah.
Like, people see mosh pits as like dead aggressive, dead angry.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fucking stampled on and all that shit.
Stampled
on.
Yeah, but you can use.
But if you use it to your advantage, you can get closer.
Yeah.
Jack's top tips right there.
Jack's top tips.
But yeah, so that's what I mean. So it was good, you know, staying with mates and that. But if you have to fuck off because you want to get closer, you have to fuck off.
Yeah.
Sorry, boys, but, you know, needs must.
Yeah.
So, what else have we got? The weather.
Fezzy. That can go either way.
The weather can go either way. If it's a blasting sunny day, shades on, bevs out, you're feeling funky, you're looking funky, good vibes all in it. Nothing, it's like, nothing can get better than that.
No.
You're going to watch your favourite acts later on, sing some mighty tunes.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be one of the best days of the year. But if it's pissing it down, you're fucked, aren't you?
Yeah, you are fucked, especially if you're camping, like I said, man. Because then you're pissed wet through for like days.
Yeah.
Get trench foot, man. Pretty sure Chloe got. Oh no, Kate might have got trench foot.
Unlucky Kate.
One
Fair
year.
play. Fair play for the effort, but fucked it.
Leeds, man.
But I'm glad that, like, no matter what, that it's going to go ahead. Do you know what I mean? If it's raining, it's still going on. You still have to find you'll still have a good time.
I was going to say, I would imagine there's a sort of a camaraderie that comes from it of like, we're all here. It's all right, you know, we're all
everyone's in the
experiencing
same
this.
boat, yeah.
We're all in the same boat, but we're here for a fucking good reason. We've come here, we're staying here. Let's do it.
Yeah. Like you said before, piss and beer in it. You might get wet either way.
Yeah. Yeah, piss and beer.
But yeah, I think
I would... Title of the episode.
I think I'd rather go to a festival where a few people that I like are on. Maybe then go to a concert of my favourite band. I don't know.
Really?
That's something that's a tough one. If you had the option of one or two.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to experience more festival vibes to tell you that. But like, the feeling of seeing your favourite artist is damn near unparalleled, man.
But again, it's that middle ground of like, I'd rather be in, like, if you've watched any band now, you know, like Coldplay and that Ghost Stories tour, right?
Yeah.
Where it was very like up close and personal, only a few people got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Would I rather go to that? I'd rather go to either one of them and a stadium where it's going to be, you know, higher production value than like a normal concert with them on. Because the vibes will be good.
Yeah. But
the energy won't be the same.
Right. Okay. I don't know. I feel
it's a tough
like...
one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Who's someone you always wanted to go and watch live?
Just gig-wise?
Ultra Lord live.
I've still... Ultra Lord live. I've still never seen Arctic Monkeys.
Have you not?
I've still never seen Arctic Monkeys.
I thought you would have by now.
I also would really like to go see Paolo Nutini, because I love him, but I don't know anyone else who likes him. Jodie's got tickets to go with her boyfriend. And
like, very close to him right now.
And
that's what Paolo Nutini does to people.
And I don't know who I didn't get tickets, but that said, he is playing the Cavern in Liverpool. Tickets on sale tomorrow, so I'm gonna. I'm just gonna buy them, man.
I've never been to the Cavern.
Just do it, man.
Is it like? I assume it's small though, is it?
Yeah, very small. So I mean, it's slightly different to There's two bits. There's like the Cavern as like the Beatles was, which is like the cellar-y bit. But then to the side, there's another room which is like slightly bigger, because the main room is essentially just like, you know, I mean, like them old cellars, you have like arches.
Yeah.
It's just one long archway. Whereas the other room is actually like a room with, with like more of a wider stage and like a screen and shit behind the stage.
And which one's he in?
I'm assuming he's going to be in the
room
proper, because that's the one that like they have proper gigs on. The Beatles one is just they have like singers on throughout the day.
Yeah, like I think that'll be good because of the size.
Well, exactly, and that's why I'm gonna get tickets either way. I'll just buy two and either sell one or
someone will go. Someone will go.
Because one of my first gigs, one of my first not first gigs, but one of my first like indie gigs that I went with mates was Miles Kane in a place in Liverpool just down the road from the Cavern, actually called Eric's, which is a similar like underground basement vibe, and it was tiny, but it was fucking bouncing. So I kind of want to have that experience again. Yeah. So I'd love to see Palantini, I'd love to see Arctic Monkeys. I'd like to see Disclosure, different vibe, but I mean, maybe we would be if you'd have replied to my message.
Maybe. And who's the best person you've seen live so far?
Fuck, man, that's heavy. The 1975.
Was it their gig?
It was, yeah. I saw them I've seen them twice. Yeah, twice. The first time was really good, but I wasn't as into them then because it was like years ago. But the second time was in Liverpool Arena, the Echo Arena. I cried twice.
What album was it?
It was Brief Inquiry, I guess you'd technically call it, but it was starting to be Notes. Like, I think like Frail State of Mind had come out and People had come out and stuff like that. But that was really good. The Stripes was also like weirdly good just because of the energy. Rip the Stripes. And also I saw Paul McCartney when I was a kid, which was good because it's Paul McCartney, but I don't really remember too much of it.
That is crazy, isn't it? You saw Paul McCartney as a kid.
It is.
I think it's mad that some people like have seen fucking Bon Jovi when they were like 5. that there's people that just... Was that you?
I saw Bon Jovi.
Crazy, innit? Like, how does that even work?
What do you mean?
Like, it's fucking massive Bon Jovi, innit?
What do you mean?
Like, it's just a thing you wouldn't expect someone to do.
Well, yeah, my mum likes Bon Jovi though, so like we all went, and that's the thing. Like, you talk about arenas and stadiums, you get that's closer to the festival environment, so like families can go. I went to see like Bon Jovi and McFly and shit like that when I was younger in arena tours because you can, because you're not gonna be in the fucking pit like you would take a 5-year-old into the fucking mosh pit, would you?
Piss beer and a 5-year-old.
Piss beer and a 5-year-old.
Getting close to the front. If they are listened.
Yeah, man. But yeah, should we get into unless you've got any more points? I was gonna segue there.
Let's have.
I was gonna just segue without your permission.
New bands, a lot of space, mosh pits.
We've covered it all. Let's do it. Let's segue, Jack.
Okay.
Into the return of Jack's Tactical Tracks.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tactical Tracks. It's been a fucking minute.
Yeah, man. This can't be the first Tactical Tracks?
Well, we've done a lot of ranked, haven't we? We don't do the Tactical Tracks on a ranked.
Yeah, and we've done like album reviews. This might be the first Tactical Tracks of the year.
Yeah, fuck man. We're a letdown if it is.
We should have put more thought into this. Go ahead, hit me with this week's this episode's Tactical Track.
Would you like to explain the premise?
Oh, right, okay. Just because you don't want
Yeah, fuck that now. I've had enough of that one.
Jack's Tactical Tracks, as any of the OG listeners / viewers will know, is a segment that we do at the end of episodes where Jack hits me with a question, a scenario, an occasion, and I will then put a song to that scenario.
Yeah.
Pretty much. He will also put a song to that scenario.
Yes.
So, what are we talking this week?
So, sticking to the theme.
The festival theme.
Of the festivals. What is your ultimate festival banger?
Okay. So, there's many ways you can go with this.
There is.
So, I personally think it would be great to hear T-Shirt Weather by Circa Waves at a festival when the sun's out, right?
Yeah.
That is a pretty certified banger, and I feel like the summer vibes would fit that. However, my actual answer, you could talk other people's music taste. You could go Not 19 Forever. That's another indie fucking festival.
Well, we're gonna assume the Fezzy banger's gonna be like climatic, aren't we?
You could go Kasabian. Any number of tunes from Kasabian, but I am gonna go with Latch by Disclosure. The Boys, one of my favourite artists at the minute.
Yeah.
Latch is a classic. You see video after video of people fucking going wild to it live, and I feel like if I was concluding my festival experience by watching Disclosure live, and they closed with that, as they often do, that would be the euphoric moment of the weekend. Yeah.
That is a good Fezzy banger. I think you had a few good shouts in there.
Yeah.
Like, I think the aesthetics of this festival is sunshine, so T-shirt weather would fit. Yeah. It'd be a good moment. Yeah,
T-shirt weather would be good for like a mid-afternoon, but
a mid-afternoon snack.
Yeah, a little appetizer of T-shirt weather.
A little taste.
But I sort of swayed more towards thinking of like headline.
Yeah.
This is the shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Disclosure. What are you saying?
So, mine's probably fucking very generic, right?
Oh, it often is.
Very true. Story of my life.
Good.
One, it's going two ways, like you said yourself. But I think you'll understand both ways. So, my first option would be a like upbeat sort of anthemic track, like "Don't You Worry, Child."
Right. Yeah.
Or that'd be one of the big ones, I'd say. Like, I assume something would finish on that. Fucking, so, where everything goes off. All the pyros go in, the fucking confetti's out, piss everywhere.
Yeah.
Sort of vibes. Or maybe something by Avicii.
Right.
Because, ripped him.
Ripped him, man.
The other one would be Coldplay.
I was when you started thinking about that, I was going to say Coldplay.
I can't
believe I didn't think about Coldplay.
Fix You, I have seen live.
A festival, though.
festival closer. Well, you know it is.
I think there's so many more Coldplay tunes that would go down.
Well, I think
Sky Full of Stars.
No.
Charlie, but Viva La Vida.
Viva La Vida's good, but Viva La Vida's a good. It's not ultimate fezzy. Like you'll understand what I mean just by like the guitar riff.
Yeah, but
when that song changes into that guitar riff,
you sad, mate. That's not festival vibes.
It's sad. It could be also cute though.
It can be cute.
Yeah.
Fix You by Coldplay is cute.
It could be cute, yeah. It could be cute vibes.
I don't think I understand what you're saying right now.
The guitar riff.
I'm hearing the words that are coming out of your mouth, but I don't know what
The guitar riff in Fix You, yeah.
Right.
Very emotional. Doesn't have to be sad emotional though.
It's emotional, it's not cute though. Cute's like...
It could be cute if you're with like a significant other. Of course it could.
Okay, yeah, I kind of see that. I wouldn't call it inherently cute.
It'd bang. It'd bang. Viva La Vida's good, but I just don't think it's got that. They wouldn't have to sing the last few lines, because everyone else would be singing it. You know what I mean?
Viva La Vida?
No, with Fix You.
I think I love Viva La Vida.
Well, yeah, but true. This is what I mean. Viva La Vida carries on it. You expect something after Viva La Vida.
Right.
But with Fix You, I think it's a good finishing.
Yeah. It's your choice. I'm gonna have to disagree.
That's what I'd go with.
I feel it's far
like
too
I said,
slow.
either Swedish House Mafia. Yeah, but it's not. Sorry, it's fucking bangs. They're trying to boom, boom. Anyway, doesn't matter. Either Swedish House Mafia I'd go with, or Coldplay.
Okay. If you were, I'm just gonna throw this out there as a bonus.
Bonus question.
Yeah, because it's not really tactical tracks.
I feel like we need an animation.
It's just tactical. I don't know. It's not even a track related question. But if you were orchestrating your festival, right?
I'm making a festival.
You're making a festival.
Jackfest.
Jackfest. You get 3 headliners, dead or alive. Who you go with?
3 headliners at Jackfest.
At Jackfest.
Right. Okay. So it's up to me, innit?
Yeah.
So we'd have. Who
That,
would I have at
that
Jackfest?
is the question. Yeah.
Have they got to be in like an order, or can I just throw names?
No, well, let's picture it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You need a headline.
Oh right. Okay.
You
Oh,
know what
easy
I mean?
days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Love it. Right. Should I start with Friday? I'll start with Friday because Sunday's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sunday's the big fuck off night.
Yeah.
Pyro the Dragon. Right. Okay. Friday night, I'm gonna go. Paramore.
Well, I didn't expect that.
Friday, I'm going Paramore.
Okay.
Because A, they bang. B, they've got a lot of big tunes.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, I know my age, it's a bit throwbacky, but they're also still like pretty relevant. My fucking boy, you here, bro?
Yeah.
My boy, you here? So Paramore's Friday.
Right.
Saturday, am I throwing in the mix? I can't go Coldplay again. I'm not going to.
Right.
They might be at my festival, but who would I go with?
You can't have Coldplay at the festival and not have them headline though.
No, that's what I mean. But they'd be Saturday. Fuck
Right.
it, they're going Saturday, right?
Right. Yeah. That's a good one.
Sunday's Kanye.
I'd switch those 2 around. I'd put Coldplay on.
Sunday would be Kanye West.
Coldplay on Sunday. Coldplay's more pyro than Kanye.
I'm not expecting Kanye to be pyro. I'm expecting to do some mad devil shit.
Right. Okay.
Some Illuminati shit's going down on Sunday.
Okay. Sick. I'm gonna go for
Friday.
to answer my own question. Friday we'll have the 1975. Oh, I see.
Good show. Friday on a Friday.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna fez it and 1975 on a Friday, I'm ecstatic. 'Cause it's only going up, innit?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Well,
If
yeah.
you say fucking Tyler the Creator next.
No,
group.
what, lad? You think?
No, sorry, go
You
on.
think that I have this fucking obsession with Tyler the Creator, man? I liked Flower Boy. That's pretty much it.
Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting. I apologise to all the viewers.
You fucking will be.
Saturday.
I'll get me Liam Payne out on you. Saturday, I'm gonna go Arctic Monkeys.
Okay, I can dig that.
And Sunday, imagine if this happened, lad. Sunday, the Beatles are headlining.
Yeah, I thought.
Imagine the fucking, ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles are back from the dead, mate.
For one night only at Liam Fest.
Yeah, but I'm not like they're not like AE. They're like prime.
Prime Beatles.
Yeah, like sort of 66.
So you going like
maybe.
Sgt. Pepper album? Or we're going all back, everything, back catalogue.
Just before the whole
Whole shebang.
Maybe actually like Beatles in like 69 playing their entire back catalogue.
Mm.
Yeah.
That'd be fucked, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going with.
Then tickets will be steep.
You can't, yeah, it fucking would, man. To bring 2 of them back from the dead, I imagine it'd be pretty pricey, yeah.
Would be steep. No, that'd go. Do you know what? The bootleg Beatles.
They're good, aren't they, man?
They were very good, yeah.
When did you see him?
Neighbourhood.
Did you?
Yeah, in the morning.
Yeah, I saw him at the Philharmonic a few years ago.
They actually were very good. They even had like a little fucking dress change as they come out.
Yeah, they do, yeah, they do all the different eras.
And that drummer fucking is Ringo Starr.
Yeah, I know. Right, we're getting off topic anyway. But yeah, so there we go.
That is it. Fezzy season, babies.
Fezzy season. Enjoy your festivals out there, man.
Have fun, be safe.
Be safe is important, but also have fun is very much be important. So balance the two, you know. It's fine to be not safe if you're having some fun, but just don't be a dick about it.
Piss beer and sun cream.
Piss beer and sun cream.
Yeah.
Johnny's. So
Johnny Bog Trotters.
So that brings us to the end of this episode of the Stereotypical Podcast. As I always say, thank you for watching and or listening. If you're watching this on the YouTube version of the podcast, all of the links to our socials will be in the description. If you're listening on any podcast streaming platforms, please be sure to follow us, like, rate, subscribe, all that lot.
All that mad shit.
Click the notification bell if you're on YouTube, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. I've been Liam. This has been Jack O'Neill. Thank you very much. Stereotypical out.